you, kid. See, once is unlucky. Twice is unlikely. 3 times, that's just unbelievable. Interview terminated, 15:45.
Stuart, how'd it go with Warren Pritchard?
Well, he's maintaining his innocent, girls, but I think we've got our man. Although Sam doesn't understand why, if he didn't do it, he's not offering up an alibi.
Can you put him at the scene?
Not yet. Can't put him anywhere. I'm making sure of that.
Any known associates? Anyone he's been to see?
Well, the only one he's ever mentioned is his girlfriend, and he didn't tell her where he was going that night, so...
All right, we'll find out who visited him in prison and any phone calls he made or received, if he's got a mobile, check the records, all that stuff. If he won't tell us where he was, maybe someone else will.
Go.
Sarge?
Yeah.
There's been a development. No, they didn't find any prints inside the car. But I think they've got one on the outside, on the bonnet. Now, it's not the owner's, and it doesn't appear to match any we took off of Carl Henderson's.
But it could belong to Grant Carlton.
Right, bring him in and get him printed.
That's so.
Right, well, the only people who visited Warren on remand were his defence barrister and his girlfriend.
Billy no, mate.
Not quite. There's one phone number that he called several times, and that's a mobile registered to a Damon Poulter. And this is him. Right, Damon Poulter, age 17. He's got previous for burglary and possession of cannabis, and he's got previous for soliciting for the purposes of prostitution.
Oh, he's a rent boy.
He also lives half a mile from the Henderson's house.
Right, so I wonder how he got to meet Warren.
Here we go. Warren's mobile phone records. Plenty more calls to and from Damon. This is weird.
What is?
The first time Damon called was a week before the fire at the B&B. Then Warren called him the same morning as that fire, and the same morning as the fire at the foster home.
Right, last night?
Yep, 20 minutes before the fire started, but the call duration was only 20 seconds. He probably just left a message on his voicemail. Could it be Damon who's responsible for the fires?
It's unlikely. We keep being led back to Warren.
Well, maybe the truth is that they're doing them together.
Tell us about Damon Poulter.
Damon was just a mate.
Oh, I'd say he's a bit more than that, Warren. According to your mobile phone records, you call him almost as much as you call your girlfriend.
You also call him around the time of every fire you've been accused of starting. Why is that?
No reason.
Oh, just a coincidence?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I wonder if the judge who gave you bail would see it that way. Because obviously he didn't know that you'd been consorting with a convicted criminal.
Look, Damon has got nothing to do with these fires, and neither I.
Well, you say that, Warren, but there's obviously some kind of link, isn't there?
Were you with Damon last night?
No.
But you tried to call him?
He hasn't answered his phone since before Christmas.
Oh, so that's why you went round to his flat, then?
How did you know that? Have you spoken to him? Do you know where he is?
Cell site analysis, courtesy of your network provider.
Because you said that you weren't anywhere near the Henderson's house last night, but 800 yards isn't that far in my book.
OK, so I went to see him, but he wasn't there. I mean, there was a bunch of letters and stuff inside his door, but I don't know where he's gone.
Why didn't you mention him to us before? If he's such a great mate, he could have given you an alibi.
Yeah, or he could have given you the matches and the white spirit.
Look, I've told you, neither of us had anything to do with those stupid fires. Look, my girlfriend doesn't need to know anything about this, does she?
Dawn, what are you worried about her for?
I just don't want her to know anything, OK?
She stood by you when you were charged with arson.
I don't want her to know about Damon.
Why is that?
Warren, is there a bit more to your relationship with Damon than just good friends?
No. Please, just don't ask her about him, all right? Damon's just a mate. He's had some problems recently, and I've been trying to track him down ever since I got out of prison, but I don't know where he's gone. If you can find him, you'll understand what's been going on.
OK, Grant, place your right thumb on the pad there for me, as indicated. Keep it on there until I say take it off.
Look, why do you need to do this? I've already told you I didn't get in any car yesterday.
Take your thumb off now. Put your left palm on the pad, as indicated, and as before, keep it there until I say take it off.
You might not have got in a car, Grant, but we believe your prints are on the bonnet. And if that's the case, it throws down the rest of your story.
I never got in the car. I promise.
You can take your hand off there now.
We don't know who was driving the car that ran Rod Jessup over yesterday. But your prints are definitely on the bonnet of the car. So would you like to tell us how they got there?
I don't remember touching it. But I must have.
Maybe when you broke into it.
It weren't me who did that.
But you know who did.
Kyle.
What did Carl use to break the driver's window in the steering column?
It was a Jemmy. He got it out of the skip down the end of the road.
And after he'd broken into the car, what did he do with the gem?
He threw it into a garden.
Well, which one? Do you know?
It was near the car. It had bushes in it.
Did you try and stop Carl from breaking into the car?
I thought we'd just nick the radio or something. I didn't think he was going to try driving it somewhere.
Did you get into the car with him?
No. I said I wasn't up for that.
Is that right?
Yeah. He got the car started and off he went.
Did he say where he was going?
I think he was just going to drive it around for a while. I mean, it was more like he was showing off to me than anything else.
Did he mention Rod Jessup to you?
No. At least not then. When he turned up my house later on, he did. He said he'd need my help. He'd been in an accident. He'd knocked over Mr. Jessup.
Now, you told us you'd been playing computer games with Carl. That's not true, eh?
No.
So why did you lie to us?
'Cause he asked me to. 'Cause I was scared. I don't know.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about yesterday?
Only that I wish it never happened.
Why wouldn't you want a barbecue on the beach, play in the sea in Australia, but you could be here, freezing your nuts off, looking for a needle in a haystack?
You might have a point.
Where are you going to go?
Might even send you a postcard for being the one to persuade me.
Oi, Eagle Eyes. I think this is the Jemmy we are looking for.
You managed to track down Damon Poulter yet, mate?
Yeah, the manner of speaking.
So where is he? Why haven't you brought him in?
Easier said than done, Sarge.
Damon's dead. He threw himself off the top of a multi-storey car park in Norfolk Christmas Eve. Now, onlookers say he was drunk.
He committed suicide.
We're waiting on the results from the inquest.
Well, maybe he's our arsonist and couldn't live with the guilt.
I think it's a bit simpler than that, Sarge. He'd contacted his sister the day before. He'd been diagnosed with AIDS.
He was ill. And that he couldn't handle it. But jumping off a multi-storey. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago.
Are you okay to continue?
Did you know how he contracted the virus?
Punters, I think. They rang me a few months ago. Said I should get myself tested.
Why would you have been infected? Did you have sexual relations with him?
No.
Or did you inject drugs together?
I was a rent boy. Not for long. Only a fortnight. We shared the same punters. Damon said it was an easy way of making money. Might have been for him, but I couldn't handle it. No way. I've done some pretty stupid things in my life, but that was my lowest point. After that, I decided I had to get myself sorted. So I signed on, got a job, cleaned up my act. And then I got together with Dong, and I thought everything was going to be fine.
Till Damon called.
I spoke to him over a year. He's going, have you got it too? I said, got it. Got what? And Dawn standing there next to me, and the only thing that I got was a new life. And then I started thinking, am I going to die? Or worse, if I have got it, have I given it to Dawn?
Did you get tested?
Yeah, it took a couple of weeks to pluck up the courage, but in the end I forced myself down the clinic.
And?
And then you put me in prison for 2 fires that I didn't commit.
Do you have the results now?
First thing I did when I got out. I'm clear.
So why didn't you tell us any of this before?
I haven't told anyone, apart from Damon. I was with him at the time both fires were started. I stopped off on my way to work, see if there's anything I could get him.
Well, unfortunately, Damon isn't around to corroborate the alibi.
No.
So you're still on the frame for last night's fire?
Go to the clinic in Sanborn Road. Talk to Dr. Barbara Malone. She's my post-test counsellor. I was with her last night, from 7 till 7:30.
Is that it then? Is it over?
Yeah, for the time being.
You're not going to tell Dawn about any of this, are you?
I can't think of any reason why she needs to know.
No, I don't know why you said that to him. This could all come out in court.